The RSS Vagabond cut through the indigo waters of the newly designated Ethereum Sea. You, Captain Alara, stood on the bridge, the holographic map sputtering in the humid air. The map was useless, again. "Update, Atlas?" You called out, your voice tight. Atlas, your lead cartographer, was clutching a sextant, his knuckles white. "The coordinates are fractured, Captain. The main landmass, Ethelgard, was at 45 degrees north 3 hours ago. It's now showing an anomaly cluster 300 miles due east." "It didn't move, Atlas," you corrected, rubbing the grime from your chronometer. "It reconfigured. That's the terrifying part. Your mission was simple. Find the heart of the shifting islands and locate the Chronos Keystone, an ancient relic said to stabilize the land." Landing on the current iteration of Ethelgard felt like stepping onto a living thing. The ground vibrated with a low, rhythmic hum. The air was thick with the scent of ozone and salt. You and your two most reliable crew members, Jaxon and Mira, trekked inland. The jungle was dense, but what truly unsettled you were the landmarks. A massive, petrified whale skeleton that had been on the west beach was now jutting vertically out of a central plateau. New paths appeared where old cliffs should be. "Captain, look!" Mira whispered, pointing to a flat piece of basalt. A deep crystalline blue stone was embedded in the centre, pulsing faintly. It was a stabilising node, a minor point in the island's complex structure. As you reached for it, a sound echoed from the jungle. Not an animal, but a groaning of rock on rock. "That's the shift starting," Jaxon hissed, drawing his machete. "We have maybe 10 minutes before this whole section dissolves and reforms." As if to confirm his fear, the ground beneath your feet gave a massive lurch. A ravine that hadn't existed a second ago ripped open 20 feet to your left. The trees began to lean at impossible angles. You grabbed the node, stuffing it into a shielded pouch. "We need to move!" Atlas marked a high-probability relic site in the old North Quadrant, if it still exists. The escape was a terrifying sprint. You leaped across widening cracks, sliding down gravel slopes that were rapidly tilting into sheer cliffs. Just as you reached a massive eroded stone archway, a temporary exit, the arch itself began to dissolve into sand. Jaxon barely made it through before the passage solidified into a smooth, unscalable obsidian wall. He was gone. Breathing hard, you and Mira pressed on. The tension was immense, the silence between the shifts more unnerving than the noise. "We shouldn't be here, Captain," Mira panted. "The islands are angry." You ignored her, driven by the knowledge that the Keystone was the only way to save your lost crew. Finally, you found it. A small dark temple nestled in a crater. Inside, the Chronos Keystone sat on a pedestal, a shimmering, multifaceted polyhedron. But someone else was there. An avatar, completely monochrome black, stood before the Keystone. It wore the old classic Roblox noob face, but stretched into a chilling, empty smile. This was no explorer. This was the architect, a self-aware entity that controlled the island's geometry. "You've been mapping my work." The architect's voice was a low, statistical whisper that rattled the stones. "Every time you try to chart the land, you are a bug in the code. And every time I shift, I am trying to delete you." The Keystone began to spin, radiating an unbearable heat. The temple walls cracked, and the entire island structure outside began to shift at blinding speed, faster than any previous movement. The architect was making one final catastrophic configuration. "Stop it!" you yelled, charging forward. As you reached the pedestal, the architect vanished, leaving one final warning ringing in the air. "You may stabilize the map, Alara, but you cannot undiscover what is missing." You plunged your hands toward the Keystone, knowing that stabilizing the land meant facing whatever the island had removed from the configuration, and that might be the true horror.